Anambra Deputy Governor Ibezim reassures youths of brighter prospects. Anambra State Government urges residents to alert OCHA Brigade on activities of touts. Nigeria Institute of Building seeks a law against abandonment of property. And on the foreign scene, Turkey held the presidential parliamentary elections May 14. Before the news in detail, here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround, maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. Good morning, welcome to the news. My name is Chidimma Oranwa. The Deputy Governor of Anambra State, Dr. Onyekachukwu Ibezim, has cautioned youth against engaging in evil practices. The Deputy Governor gave the advice during the dedication of St. Vincent de Paul Catholic Church, Ifitani Nemo, in Njikoka local government area. Dr. Ibezim, who described youths as the hope of the society, stressed the need for them to eschew evil in order to save themselves from destruction. Government House correspondent Emmanuel Okonkwo reports.
Dr. Ibezim, who described youths as the hope of any society, stressed the need for them to eschew evil in order to save themselves from destruction. Dr. Ibezim re-emphasized on the commitment of the Professor Chukwuma Soludo-led administration towards improving the living standards of the youths in the state and urged parents, guardians, and priests to join efforts in the youth's positive transformation agenda for the good of the state and the nation in general.
We have a common front now. So much for the one on when you celebrate or what. But whenever people don't have repairs again for things of God. You don't even have a job. Everything that happens now. What they do with the population there and we have it's worrying. The governor is said one thing, every month, we start our day with the Lord with prayers. We'll be doing it and he said we will continue doing that.
Earlier, the Catholic Bishop of Awka Diocese, Most Reverend Paulinus Okafor, called on Nigerians, especially Christians, to endeavor to collect their permanent voter cards and get ready to vote for right candidates in next month's general election to enthrone good governance and save their children untold hardship and sufferings in the country. Most Reverend Okafor, who decried the daily deterioration of all sectors of the nation's economy, said it is high time all eligible voters in Nigeria speak with one voice through massive votes for candidates who have, through one way or the other, proven their mettle in community, state, and national levels. He reminded Christians of the need to keep praying for a hitch-free election next month.
Let the interest be for the common good of our people, and the nation, and the state, and the local government. What's so happy, it's good to know where to put your vote for the good of all. But I'm going, God man going, okay, and I will make the difference. It will make the difference. So now that
from St. Vincent de Paul Catholic Church in Fitani, Nemo, in Njikoka local government area, I am Emmanuel Okonkwo, reporting for ABS News.
Anambra State Commissioner for Information, Sir Paul Moses, says the Anambra State government intensified war against touts in the state is aimed at restoring freedom to motorists and other commuters. We have details of this report from our studio.
Speaking on the backdrop of the recent arrest of some hoodlums in Onitsha metropolis who nefariously branded a Mercedes car in the mode of the Anambra Internal Revenue Service for purposes of harassing and extorting money from drivers, Sir Paul said Governor Chukwuma Soludo's meeting with the transporters and other stakeholders in the transport industry at Professor Dora Akunyele Women Development Center in Awka, where he reduced the taxes levied on the operators, is being followed up with the intensification of the battle against touts to make life more meaningful for tricycle, shuttle bus and other commercial drivers. He said to underscore the seriousness government attaches to the ban on touting, A set of hotlines has been specifically created for the public to call at any time and anywhere touts are found to be in operation in Anambra State. The hotlines are Airtel 0812 255 4530 and 0812 035 6133, MTN 0706 968 0112 and 0806 696 95398. He advised members of the public to call on Operation Clean and Healthy Anambra or CHA Brigade through these numbers for the instant apprehension and prosecution of the touts. The commissioner reiterated Governor Soludo's stand that touting is not a feasible means of earning an income, adding that the governor is poised to rehabilitate the touts who own up to engage in other businesses that are lawful. He further said the Operation Clean and Healthy Anambra or CHA Brigade and the Anambra State Joint Enforcement Team have mapped out strategies to bring the incorrigible touts to book, insisting that the situation where commercial transport drivers are being manipulated by some greedy touts into paying less than normal dues to the inappropriate authorities will no longer be tolerated by the government.
Aguleri National Youth Association, Anya Aguleri, has inaugurated their new national executive members. The inauguration took place at Ugunadawe Primary School Field, Aguleri, on the occasion of 2022 Anya Youth Day celebration. Correspondent Valentine Mbadua has details.
Anya Youth Day celebration is an annual event where the youths of Aguleri, both home and abroad, meet to brainstorm on issues relating to the development of their town and ways to best harness the God-given potentials of their youths. The 2022 Anya Youth Day celebration with the theme Power of Unity was not an exception, as it features discussions, music performances by Aguleri indigenous artists and cutting of Youth Day cake. The event was attended by all the monarchs in Aguleri dynasty, including Igwe Mike Idigo of Aguleri community, Igwe Chukwemeka Eri of Enugu Aguleri, Igwe Emmanuel Ibanugo of Enugu to Aguleri, Igwe Johnson Mbanefo of Mponando to Aguleri, and Igwe Lawrence Nwofia of Ezeaglo to Aguleri. The outgone president, Mr. Nnamdi Adimora, in his valedictory speech, thanked the youths and the entire people of Aguleri for their support and asked them to support the new executive members even more to enable them succeed. The new Anya National President, Comrade Emeka Chenwuba, in his inaugural address, promised of selfless service to ensure the growth, development and unity of Aguleri. He called for togetherness and support of the youths and the Aguleri to enable them discharge their duties very effectively.
Anya Aguleri is the umbrella body that unites the youth of Aguleri both at home and in diaspora. My promise to my people for finding me worthy to be elected as the national president, that I will try my best to bring peace and unity. Like in my manifesto during my campaign, I promised my people that I will try, that the first thing I will do as national president is to unite the youth of Aguleri both at home and in diaspora, because it is only when there is peace in the community that we can, that we can witness development and progress. So I'm promising them today that I'm going to work tirelessly with members of my ESCO to bring peace, unity, and development in the land of Aguleri.
Earlier, the traditional ruler of Aguleri community, Igwe Mike Idigo, while breaking the kola nuts, prayed for peace and progress. He emphasized the need for all hands to be on deck in ensuring that the youths, which he described as the future of the town, are engaged meaningfully. The Anya National Executive Members has Comrade Emeka Chenwuba as the National President, Obinna Okabue as the Vice President, Mr. Henry Onukuba as the Secretary General, Comrade Stanley Ume as the Publicity Secretary, Chief Augustine Madumelu as the Treasurer, among others. Inauguration of Anya new National Executive Members, presentation of certificates to the new Executive Members, and award presentation to some individuals for their support to the youth development in Aguleri and beyond climaxed the event. From Aguleri, Valentine Bada reporting, Phobius News.
Machinery for transmitting bills seeking for an act to establish the Nigeria Peace Corps to President Muhammadu Buhari has been set in motion in the National Assembly after the inauguration of a conference committee that will harmonize the reports of the Senate and the House of Representatives. The House of Representatives took the lead by constituting a 6-month conference committee that will work with their Senate counterparts to harmonize and produce a clean copy of the bill for onward transmission to President Muhammadu Buhari for assent. Chibuzo Obudike has details.
Of Representatives took the lead by constituting a 6-man conference committee that will work with their Senate counterparts to harmonize and produce a clean copy of the bill for onward transmission to President Muhammadu Buhari for assent. Reacting to the development, the Commandant, Peace Corps Nigeria, Anambra State, Mr. Innocent, while explaining that the conference committee members are expected to look at discrepancies and harmonize them before forwarding the clean copy to the presidency, expressed optimism that the harmonization process will be completed before the lawmakers proceed on campaign recess so as to quicken presidential assent to it. Mr. Okolo said that the expectations of Nigerians, especially youths, will come to fulfillment in no distant time and urged in the Anambra to enroll with the command as the state has over 300 slots for those wishing to join the corps and called on existing staff of the corps to report to the state office or local government areas for briefing.
Being initiated by the Peace Corps of Nigeria is an important bill, and we know every Nigerian has been expecting it, both aged and young youths, most importantly. Everybody have been expecting this bill to come. Even the presidents have been expecting it. So it's an important bill that will create job for our teeming youth. And once that is done, it will reduce the security challenges by 60 to 70%. Because once these youths are preoccupied, the challenges we have in security apparatus will be reduced.
The bill, among others, seeks to establish the Nigerian Peace Corps as a body charged with the responsibility to develop, empower, and provide gainful employment to youths, facilitate peace, volunteerism, community service, neighborhood watch, and nation building. According to Part 8 of the past bill, well assented to by President Buhari, would give statutory backing to the existing Peace Corps of Nigeria. So far, the organization has structured offices in the 36 states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. It also has membership strength of over 187,000, comprising regular staff and volunteers. But the bill was denied assent by President Buhari in 2018 when the 8th Assembly transmitted it to him.
What we are doing now is nationwide compilation of data of our officers. It will be beneficial for them to come down to their various squadron, either local government or states, for proper documentation so that they will be captured once this bill is being assigned by the president. So, and anybody whom have been trained under this very platform of Peace Corps of Nigeria that will give birth to Nigerian Peace Corps is the time, so that as soon as the bill is being assented by the president, they will not be lacking in one way or the other.
In Oka, Chibuzo Obudike, ABS News.
The Nigerian Institute of Building has called on the National Assembly to enact a bill for a law against abandonment of property and also investigate owners of abandoned buildings across the country. The Institute expressed concern after the several buildings are not only wasting but also contributing to the economic challenges and insecurity in the country. The spokesperson of the Nigerian Institute of Building, Mr. Godfrey, said the owners of such a property should be investigated because some of the buildings might have been acquired from ill-gotten wealth. According to him, no hard-working person will buy a building and abandon it to waste away. He also said abandoned property belonging to the federal and state government should also be adequately disposed of as proposed in the 2023 budget in order to boost the economy. And on the foreign scene, Turkey's president has announced May 14 as the date for the country's next parliamentary and presidential elections. President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, who plans to seek re-election, made the announcement on the Saturday Youth Conference in the northwestern Buza province. He said in Buza that he would make the formal call on March 10, after which Turkey's Supreme Election Council would prepare for the elections. If no candidate secures more than 50% of the vote, a second round of voting will be held in May 28. Erdogan, who has been in office since 2003, first as Prime Minister, then as President since 2014, faces his biggest test in his 2 decades at the reins of the regional military power, NATO member, and a major emerging market economy. The presidential and parliamentary elections were scheduled to be held on June 18, but Erdogan has previously signaled that the vote could be brought forward. An official of the AK party has previously said that an election in June would coincide with the summer holiday season when people are traveling. President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the return of Ahmadu Bello Stadium to the Kaduna State government and thus put the stadium in the full custody of the state. The Minister of Youth and Sports Development, Sunday Dare, disclosed this in his office in Abuja when he received the Kaduna State Governor Nasiru El-Rufai in Abuja. Dare stated that the federal government will sign a memorandum of understanding with the state government in order to ensure more development of sporting infrastructure in the area, noting that plans to officially hand over the stadium to Kaduna State government will held on Friday with a view to ensure more participation of the country's teeming youth in sporting activities. It will also learn that a novelty match will be played between the governor and the minister to commemorate the event in Kaduna. Dare urged all the state governors without a federal government-owned sporting infrastructure and stadium to invest in sporting facilities and athletes, stressing that the move will engage about 65% of Nigerian youth who will in no small measure contribute to the socio-economic development of the country. The remains of Lady Anne Chinwuba have been laid to rest at her hometown, Amewene village, Nando, in Anambra East Council area. The burial ceremony, which commenced with a burial service at her compound, attracted family members, relatives, friends, and well-wishers. Lady Anne, who was a Lady of Knight of St. John International, was the wife of a former managing director at Anambra Broadcasting Service, late Sir Michael Chinwuba. Onyinye Agobeze has the report.
Speaking during the burial ceremony, the Cactus St. Joan of Arc Catholic Church, Nando, Brother Kenneth Onwebuzina, noted that prior to the death of Lady Anne, she held a lot of religious positions and was dedicated to her responsibilities. Brother Onwebuzina noted that God used the deceased as a symbol to show people who came in contact with her the good way of life, urging Christians to live a good life so as not to be found wanting on the last day. Also, Reverend Father Anthony Ikwago sympathized with the family on the demise of their mother, praying God to help the entire family bear the loss, noting that the deceased lived a good life worthy of emulation. In her remarks, the president of the Regina Coeli Coliseum, Legion of Mary Amobia, Sister Grace Ume, disclosed that the deceased, a former president of the Pious Society, lived a life worthy of emulation and was very dedicated to her duties, praying God to grant her eternal rest. In their separate remarks, her sons, Mr. Mike Chinwuba and Mr. Obinna Chinwuba, said that their mother played the role of a mentor, confidant, as well ensured that they were raised in the way of God, thanking all who came to condole with the family.
Just jovial woman, very jolly old fellow. Just gratitude and
Lady Anne Chinwuba died at age 70. Interment, dance, as well as condolence visits featured at the funeral ceremony. From Nando, in Anambra East Council area, I am Onye Agubeze reporting for ABS News.
And that's just about it on the news. But before we go, a quick reminder that you can follow ABS from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page at ABS Radio Television Oka. Subscribe to our YouTube page at ABS Television Oka. Follow us on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. Log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. And now a quick look at our top stories. Anambra Deputy Governor Ibe Zime has reassured the youth of brighter prospects. Anambra State Government has urged the residents to alert Ocha Brigade on activities of touts. Nigeria Institute of Building is seeking law against abandonment of property. And we also told you on the foreign scene that Turkey is to hold presidential parliamentary elections May 14. Remember that Governor Chukwu Soludo has camped for a total turnaround, maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him maximum support for the task ahead. And that's it on the news at 7. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Chidimma Oranwa. Good morning.